I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, March the 17th, 2016. A female IDF soldier was stabbed this morning in a terror attack in the West Bank. The woman, said to be 20 years old, was attacked by two Palestinian terrorists at a bus stop outside the Jewish settlement of Ariel. Israeli security forces who responded to the incident shot and killed the attackers, and the victim was evacuated to Beilinson Hospital in Petah Tikva with stab wounds to her upper body. She was said to be in moderate to serious condition. And the Times of Israel reports, citing Israel police, that a man injured in Talpiot today was not, in fact, stabbed. As you may have seen on IBA News, reports initially stated the man had been stabbed at a mall in the Jerusalem neighborhood and were investigating whether the incident was a terror attack. However, police reportedly now say the man was bruised in a scuffle of some kind. It is still unclear whether the incident was terror-related, and police were searching for a suspect. The man who was lightly wounded was taken to Hadassah Hospital Ein Kerem in Jerusalem. Former head of the Mossad, Israel's intelligence agency, and decorated IDF general Meir Dagan has died. Dagan led the Mossad from 2002 to 2011. He served in the Six-Day War, the Yom Kippur War, and the First Lebanon War, and was later a counter-terrorism advisor to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu during his first term, and also national security advisor to the late Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon. Dagan had been battling cancer for several years. He is survived by his wife and 3 children. He will be laid to rest on Sunday in the military cemetery of Rosh Pina with a full military burial. Dagan was 71. Delegates gathered for the opening of the Special Plenary Assembly of the World Jewish Congress in Buenos Aires, Argentina, voted unanimously yesterday for current WJC President Ronald Lauder to serve for a 3rd consecutive term. Speaking at the special conference, the first held by the WJC in Latin America, Lauder stressed the critical battle needed to face the rise of anti-Semitism. He said the Jewish people are not going to disappear. We will not be silent. The world will hear our voice. The plenary assembly also adopted a resolution which considers the boycott, divestment, and sanctions BDS movement and all other attempts to delegitimize the state of Israel to be manifestations of anti-Semitic discrimination against the only true democratic country in the Middle East and damaging to any genuine efforts for peace in the region. The Associated Press reports that a new museum has opened in Poland to pay tribute to its residents that lost their lives in efforts to save Jews during the Holocaust. Poland's President Andrzej Duda opened the Ulma Family Museum of Poles Saving Jews today, located in the village of Markawa in southern Poland, where the Nazis killed an entire family, Joseph and Victoria Ulma, who was pregnant, their 6 small children, and 8 Jews they were hiding in their home. The Ulma Museum, in their name, is Poland's first memorial to the Christians who were killed saving Jews during the Holocaust. 6,600 Poles who saved Jews were recognized as righteous among the nations by Israel's Yad Vashem to this date, more than any other country. French news agency AFP reports that a children's book containing Anne Frank's signature will be auctioned in New York this spring. The book is a copy of Grimm's fairy tales that Anne Frank owned and signed her and her sister Margot's names in. It is valued at between $20,000 and $30,000 and will be auctioned on May the 5th through Swan Auction Galleries. And a German feature film about Anne Frank had its world premiere at the Berlin International Film Festival last month. The film, which shares the name of the American play and film The Diary of Anne Frank, is directed by Hans Steinbichler. It is Germany's first film version of the young diarist's story. And turning to some sports news now, Israeli basketball team Hapoel Tel Aviv has signed the NBA's Nate Robinson. Robinson began his career with the New York Knicks and most recently played for the New Orleans Pelicans before being released at the end of October. He was greeted by hundreds of fans at Ben Gurion Airport as he starts his career in Israel. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, March the 17th, At 7:30, United States Ambassador to the United Nations Samantha Power addresses anti-Semitism. At 8 o'clock, a discussion with Israeli author and journalist Ari Shavit and New York Times columnist Roger Cohen about the Jewish narrative in a program of the Jewish Week and American Friends of Tel Aviv University with Linda Scherzer. Then at 9, Mark Golub sits down with Israeli journalists Amir Tibon and Yaakov Lapin to discuss issues including the Iran deal and peace prospects. And coming up right after this newscast tonight, Harvard law professor emeritus Alan Dershowitz talks to Mark Golub. That's on tonight's In the News at 6:30. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, March the 17th, 2016. I'm Teisha Bader.